Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Discourse with Dobson. I'm Mr. Dobson, and I hope that this video finds you at a good time. I hope that this video finds you at a time where you're looking to relax or you're looking to de-stress from the goings-on of your life. I wanted to provide a very brief update about me as well as the channel. I know that some of you who have supported Discourse with Dobson from the very beginning have been curious as to whether or not I have other platforms. Rather, instead of just YouTube, am I on other social media platforms? And I wanted to make this video today off the cuff and talk about those things and address some of my concerns, but ultimately share with you some of my life and give you my perspective about where I stand with social media. So, the first thing that you need to know about me, if you're following Discourse with Dobson on YouTube, or on Instagram, or on TikTok, the three platforms that I've mainly advertised as ways to get to know me, is that I'm a teacher. And I think most of you know that I'm a teacher, that I'm a real teacher, even though right now I am a substitute teacher. Yes, I am still a real teacher. That's a topic for an entire other video. But one of the main things that I want to talk about here is that when you are learning to become a teacher, so if any of you are interested in education, this is something that's very important for you to hear and actually listen to. When you're learning to become a teacher, the avenues of social media can be dangerous. And what I mean by this is that in the public light, a teacher is always a teacher. So for example, if I'm out at the mall and you see me, I'm not James. I'm still Mr. Dobson to you. If you see me at a restaurant or if you see me out in the streets, I'm still a teacher. And part of that responsibility of always being a teacher implies that there are always people watching. And this is very much true. If you look at stories of teachers who have gone on to lose their ability to teach for whatever reason, a lot of the time it's because they're not acting appropriately as a teacher outside of a school setting. What I wanted to address is that I do have a social media presence. And I think what you'll find is a lot of teachers nowadays are starting to find confidence and faith in their own social media presence. And again, let me reiterate, part of the reason why I don't think that this was as prevalent before is because social media was relatively new, and the ability to manipulate or track or dig deeply about people and their lives was much more unknown like 10 to 15 years ago than it is now. And while that stuff does still happen, so for example, if you really, really dug deep, you would probably have been able to find what my first name is. You would probably be able to find a Facebook page or like an Instagram account that are personal because they have existed since those platforms were created. But the point is that the Discourse with Dobson brand, my name, is officially affiliated and associated with me. And what I mean by this is that all of my accounts on social media are labeled as Discourse with Dobson. On YouTube, I have the name. On Instagram, I have the name. And on TikTok, I have the name. Sorry about that if that was loud. And one thing that I am going to share is that I have had Twitter this entire time, but it has not been Discourse with Dobson. It's been my own personal account. I have had Twitch, and that is also my personal account. But I've taken the steps, and I want to share with you some cool news. I am going to be changing over all of my social media presence into the Discourse with Dobson brand. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I am a teacher, and being a teacher has a lot of responsibility behind it. There's a lot of pressure from society about being a teacher, but to be completely honest, I feel more comfortable as a teacher being completely in the public eye. So what I've done is I've converted my personal Twitter and my Twitch to Discourse with Dobson. What you'll find is that on my Twitter, I have gone back and I have made arrangements so that the Twitter account is fresh. It's the same thing with my Twitch account. I have streamed video games online before. In fact, after finishing university, like way back in 2013, I spent a few years streaming video games fairly regularly on Twitch. Almost, a few times a week. But I've gone back and I've changed my username on those platforms to Discourse with Dobson, mainly because I want everything consistent and I don't want to have to worry about switching between multiple profiles. One of the other reasons as to why I did this is because I have recently found out that there are people who maybe aren't doing this maliciously, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, that are making accounts on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram with my name, the Mr. Dobson name. And upon further investigation, these accounts don't really have anything tweeted or anything streamed or anything posted. And I'm going to take that as a sign that this is a gesture of good faith. Maybe they were trying to save my name for me on separate platforms in the hopes that I would one day create accounts there. And my concern with that is that I don't want people using those accounts in an attempt to mal-align my position on various educational commentary topics or debates or issues in the public and misconstrue that with what I actually think. So one of the main reasons as to why I've decided to expose my Twitter and my Twitch into the public and brand them as Discourse with Dobson and move forward with that is because of the fact that I want people to know that Discourse with Dobson on social media is affiliated with me and me alone. What I've done on my Twitter, and I'm going to link my Twitter in the description below, is I've posted a link tree, and it will link to all 5 of my social media accounts as a teacher. My YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitter, and my Twitch. And these are the only accounts, the only ones that I have made on social media that are affiliated with Discourse with Dobson. So the gist of this video, if you've been skipping around or you have been barely listening, a summary in kind of trying to wrap up what I'm talking about. I have had Twitter and Twitch for a long time, and they've been my own personal accounts, but I have decided to switch them over to the Discourse with Dobson label, mainly because I want things to be consistent across all my social media, and if students or people who follow me or other teachers want to know more about me and what I'm doing in my life, as far as my thoughts on certain, issues or what it is that I'm excited about for the coming new decade, etc., etc., there are multiple platforms for you to engage with me on. With that said, I have taken the necessary precautions that any teacher should be with social media, in that most of my whisper features are turned off. If you send me direct messages, I'm not going to answer them. Everything that I do is in the public light. Because I'm stating this now, I want it to be known that if you ever receive a message from someone that is labeled as Discourse with Dobson or Mr. Dobson, I want you to understand that it's not me, because I don't answer private messages and I don't answer whispers or whatever the equivalent is on that specific platform. I want you to understand that I only talk about things in the public. And this is part of the reason why I've talked about the responsibilities of being a teacher first, is because I want people to have confidence that what I'm saying is coming from me directly. You'll also be able to find my Twitter and Twitch linked on my YouTube account, on my channel's page. They'll be right next to where the Instagram and the TikTok icons were. They'll just now have a Twitter and a Twitch. With that said, if you want to go check those out, that would be cool. If not, and those aren't your things, that's great. I kind of just wanted to provide a little brief update about what's going on in my life and what I've been spending some of my holiday doing. I hope that over the next, week and a half, 2 weeks, you take the time to de-stress from school or work or college and university, then you find balance again in your life, and you're able to redirect some of that energy that was causing you stress before the break into something positive. Maybe look forward to something new in the coming decade. I hope that you have a very happy holiday, and from me to you, a Merry Christmas. I celebrate Christmas, so I will say that to you. In the coming few days, think about maybe a resolution, something that you're going to try to push towards in 2020. If you're not the type of resolution person, maybe you could just like, comment, and subscribe on all of my videos. That would be awesome. That's all I've really got for you today. I just wanted to provide that brief update. I hope that you have a wonderful finish to your break. Thank you very much for watching this video. Mr. Dobson, out.